You're
All
breaking
right.
up again.
Okay. Let me know how it's working now. We live right now, LT. You good? All right. You back?
Yeah.
LT, you good to go? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Welcome to the show, the evening edition. 401 Sports World. I'm Mr. 401. In the studio with me is Lamont E. Thomas, IMG Academy. IMG Academy's own Lamont E. Thomas. Ash and Smoke Cigars, Lamont E. Thomas. And he's in here. We're going to talk track and field, United States. We're going to talk about two of the most well-known track and field athletes for the United States, and that's Sha'Carri Richardson and Noah Lyles. Before we do that, my guy here, Lamont E. Thomas, check him out, Ash and Smoke Cigars. That's Ash and Smoke Cigars at gmail.com. Ash and Smoke Cigars.com, and check him out. Smoke one, Ash and Smoke. All right, LT. Let's go
My
ahead and
man.
start off with let's start off, my man, with the with let's go ahead and start off with Sha'Carri Richardson. Uh, excellent showing. Gets wins the silver medal in the 100, and we have to give a shout out to Julian, who she won the gold medal for her country. But
Right.
initially, let's go ahead and talk about Sha'Carri Richardson finishing with the silver. Is that what you predicted? Is that how you thought it may have went?
Well, I wasn't sure. I mean, these are the Olympic Games, so you can't tell what's going to happen. The best of the best will show up when they need to, and Julian Alfred was trending in the right direction as she
Hmm.
advanced from round to round. She improved steadily, and I think a lot of it had to do with her confidence in the semifinal round because Julian Alfred and Sha'Carri went head to head in the semifinal round, and Julian was able to pull it out with a solid time. So I think that confidence and her ability to know that she's ready to go helped her in the finals.
Oh yeah, man, it was a heck of a race, man. And by the way, as we talk about this, and people may not know, this is Lamont E. Thomas, IMG Academy, track and field extraordinaire. He's him and his team are running the show down there, and they supply plenty of great track and field athletes. And I anticipate one day, Lamont, that you're going to have uh, someone that under your tutelage getting that gold medal, man. I can see that coming down the line.
Well, that would be nice. I mean, we have three athletes competing at the games this year. Two competed in the 100 meters and one competed in the long jump. So it's been, excuse me, we're having a storm down here in Florida. So, we just can't mute that.
Yeah, they better not in Florida. You don't know what's coming through there. But we definitely appreciate you taking on the storm and still showing that dedication of being on 41 Sports World Network. So definitely LT. And that's proof, ladies and gentlemen, right there of LT's dedication. And not only dedication to 41 Sports World, but imagine what his dedication is to those athletes at IMG Academy. So if you're out there looking for a place to continue your athletic prowess and your education at the same time, check out IMG Academy. Look up Lamont E. Thomas. All right, back to you, LT.
Absolutely appreciate it. I mean, it was a race in the 100-meter finals. Julian Alfred was able to run a personal best in the final, so the best came when she needed her best. She ran 10.72. She carried her personal best is 10.65, which took place in 2023. But she didn't get out the gate. She didn't get out the blocks, and she had to press earlier than she would have liked. Ran a phenomenal race, kept her composure, was able to pull out.
Yeah, and so there's talk about starting out the gate, out the
USA
blocks and things
all
like that.
yeah. So if you take a look at the video, the last one to react to the gun.
Hmm.
Um, but I think part of the problem was there was a young lady to Sha'Carri's outside that did flinch. And so because she flinched, Sha'Carri may have been under the impression that there may have been a second gun to go off to pull everyone back. But once that gun went off and she didn't react when everyone else reacted, it hurt her a little bit and left her in the blocks. So either way, when the gun goes off, you have to respond and be ready to go no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Yeah, man, and also with that was going on. There's something else that was going on with the Olympics as far as some several Jamaicans not being a part of the race. Uh, what is going on there? I mean, there's articles that are going out and reports about Frazier not being able to warm up or not even be allowed to enter because of maybe arriving in a different instead of arriving on the bus, arriving in a separate vehicle, things like that. I mean, can you help us out and understand, well, what is all this about?
Okay, so basically what happened was based on the information that I received, we had Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. Neither one of them are staying in the athlete village, so they have private accommodations. So they didn't ride to the stadium on the team bus. So on the first two rounds, when they came to the stadium, they were able to enter through a particular gate. So semifinal round, they went to that same exact gate, and they were told that because they didn't ride with the team, they had to go in through a different entrance, which didn't make sense. You didn't provide these athletes with any prior notice, and it did affect them mentally and physically because it didn't give them the appropriate amount of time to prepare in the warm-up track area. And so one thing happened with Sha'Carri. I mean, not Sha'Carri, Shelly Ann. She got into the warm-up area. She started to warm up, but phase and chose not to compete in the semifinal round. And I don't know if that had anything to do with her not having enough time to warm
Hmm.
up, but this is a bad look on Paris and the Olympic Committee.
Yeah, I mean, very, very, very bad. And this is likely her last Olympics. You know what I mean? So for a way, it's just kind of a downer for it to end this way. At least let it end on the track.
Yeah, right, right.
Goodness.
I mean, that's unfortunate. And then we had Sharika Jackson, one of the Jamaican athletes. She pulled out of the 100 meters prior to the game starting,
Hmm.
and then she pulled out of the 200 meters on yesterday. So that was unfortunate as she was considered one of the favorites. Her and Gabby Thomas from the U.S. They were looking to promote that in a big way, but for some reason, Sharika Jackson pulled out and will not be competing in the games this year.
Goodness, man. What I tell you. Anything else on the women's side that you want to talk about? And I do have something in particular, but I just want to go ahead and see if there's anything
Yeah,
that you want to bring up as far as what was going on in the Olympics.
well, sure. There are a few things I want to bring about. So now this could be a ploy that Shelly-Ann pulled out and Sharika pulled out to save their legs to prepare for the 4x100 meter relay, as the
Ooh.
U.S. is set to try and establish a new world record. They do have faster athletes than our previous American team that did set the record. So we'll see if this is the strategy for that, if they want to go out with Shelly-Ann establishing a world record in the 4x1. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, the women's 400-meter hurdles is going to be dynamic. That with Sydney McLaughlin, she ran 53.60. You got Femke Bol from the Netherlands. She ran
Oh my goodness.
53.38 in the prelims. Anna Cockrell ran 53.91 and Jasmine Jones ran 53.60. So those four individuals will put on a show, and whoever wins the 400-meter hurdles, in my opinion, will be the new world record hurdle,
Wow, I
world
can't wait
record
to watch
holder.
this.
So
I can't wait to
it's
watch
something to
this
look
one,
out
bro.
for.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to see this now, man. You got me pumped up for this one.
Absolutely.
With those times you throw out there, and man, that yeah, man, it's all on the line, man. So we're gonna play this short video, and I just want you to describe, break it down to the viewers after we take a look at it. It's about 13 seconds.
All right.
Okay, not that one. Bro, you gotta explain this one, man. How can one turn on the Jets like that? Because Brown, the young lady Brown for USA, man, she ran a great race. I mean, the team ran a great race, and I just knew it was a wrap. So what happened here, man? Explain this one.
So USA ran 307.41 in the first round and 307.74 in the finals. Uh, I don't know if they put Kaylin Brown they didn't put her in the same position that she was in on the prelims.
Hmm.
So we ran a tad bit slower, but Femke Bol did not run for the Netherlands in the prelims either. So Femke
Oh,
Bol
okay.
had to run 40. Femke Bol ran 47 points, and Kaylin Brown ran 49 points. So Kaylin did her job. She ran an exceptional race. She kept her composure. Uh, this is a first year collegiate athlete, first Olympic
Hmm.
Games, first major international competition. And I think she did a phenomenal job. This team still broken the world record that was established in 2023 in Brussels. So the USA team did an awesome job. It's just that they weren't expecting Femke Bol to run as the anchor for the Netherlands. The Netherlands had a solid team. They kept it close for most of the race, and Femke Bol dug deep, and she had to pull out the kitchen sink in order to catch Miss Brown, and she did just that. So
Yeah. And what does it take to do that, though? I mean, what does it take to run, at that pace or come from that far behind? You know what I mean? Because I would think that Brown with the lead would be able to finish that off.
yeah, it's easy to say that. Brown is a 400-meter runner. She's a 400-meter hurdle runner.
Hmm.
So Bol has run the 400 hurdles in seconds. Okay. So if you remove the hurdles out of the way, That's roughly 2 seconds. So again, off of a relay with your body moving, that's going to give you an additional advantage. So she's never run that fast before, but she had to walk down 3 teams to get the win.
Yeah.
And she did exactly what she needed to do to get the gold. Um,
Yeah.
One thing I would have considered, I would have changed or done differently if I was the U.S. coach. So if you take a look at the male athletes that ran on the 4x4 or ran an open 400 at the trials. So we have Vernon Norwood and Bryce Deadman. They finished 4th and 5th at the trials. But if you looked how they progressed during the trials, in the semifinal rounds, they ran slower than they ran in the prelims, and in the finals, they ran slower than they ran in the semifinal round. So they progressively got slower as they moved on. So we had an additional athlete or two at the games, and I probably would have put one of those other athletes in the first round to keep these guys fresh for the final, because you never know um, what teams are going to put what athletes on in the final. It doesn't matter how fast you run in the first round as long as you advance. The
Right.
final is where it counts, and we didn't do enough to get us the gold. Um, Establishing the world record in the prelims sounds good, but I think I'd rather have that gold in the final.
Okay, I get what you're
Just my
saying there.
opinion.
So kind of, yeah, and I get what you're saying on that because that's similar to the like in the Olympic basketball, right? In the tournament, you have um your group play, and of course you or out of your group, you got to finish top two somewhere in there, but you got to have a certain number of wins and losses, and then you advance to the knockout round, which is what they'll be playing this week. And that's
Right.
where it all counts even more
Right.
because once you lose, you're out. So, with that same kind of
Hmm.
analogy there, I think I follow you on what you're saying there. So, just some tactical, uh, strategical things there, moves right there that I think we can learn from and come back even better. Because as you said, man, I mean, setting
Right.
record times and things like that is showing that USA is definitely on the move and where they need to be. So definitely looking forward to what the future has to hold for Team USA there. But what an impressive run though by Bowl.
Absolutely. And we
I
won't.
I had to look at
We,
that a million times, man. Oh, go ahead,
mhm.
Elsie.
She's impressive. I can assure you, Team USA won't make that mistake again.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Lesson learned there.
they won't make that mistake again. So right, but Bowl
Elsie?
is she's exceptional. Yeah,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You was talking about Bowl. Go ahead. I want to hear what you
I'm
got to
looking
say about
forward.
it.
Yeah, I, I'm looking forward to this matchup against her and Sydney McLaughlin Lavroni. Um, they have pushed each other to be the absolute best that they can be. Um, at one point, Bowl was considered the number one athlete in this event. Then Sydney came back and she hadn't run the hurdles for a year or so as she was focusing on developing her speed and getting a little bit faster. And Sydney's only run that race 3 times this year. So we're going to see what she has in the tank and if Bowl can hold on, because Bowl will run more races than Sydney will over the next few days, because she's admittedly said that she's here to help the team as a whole. And as you saw, she ran on the mixed relay, and she will run on the 400 hurdles. And you never know if she's here to run on the 4x4 as well. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see. LT, we're gonna take a very brief, I'm talking about a very brief break here. We're gonna come back on the other side and talk about a gentleman who's from, the area near where you are right now. And we're gonna tap into there and see how things are going on the men's side of things. So everybody hold tight, and we'll be right back.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's Ash and Smoke Cigars. Guess who? Lamont E. Thomas. Make sure you check him out. Ash and Smoke Cigars. There's the info, way to reach him. All right, infused cigars, gift sets, cigar box, purses, accessories, and more. 51861 Cigar. The number is 51861 Cigar. The number is 51861 Cigar. Ash and Smoke Cigars. Smoke one. All right. Somebody who didn't get smoked is Noah Lyles. There's no allows, man. I'm talking about, man, what a race
Uh,
here, man. Look at this photo finish, LT. Look at this photo finish right here, man. Photo finish. I mean, I don't know if it can get any tighter than that. My goodness, but no allows, man. He I know he's our guy. No, definitely he's your guy. You do know a little bit about him. You can talk about it if you want, and then we can also dive into this race. But before you do that, let's let's go ahead and do that. So go ahead and talk about a little bit of Noah Lyles and talk about this race and really how razor thin close this was.
um, this race was closer than most people would have liked. Uh, Noah is a very confident and charismatic individual. I think he's very good for the sport. He's bringing about attention. He brings about controversy as well, which brings about more attention for the sport. Most people don't watch track and field until Olympic time. And
Hmm.
so I think he's bringing about more of an awareness, and I think it's good for the sport as a whole. But this race in particular, so 100 meters, uh, Noah Lyles, Kassane Thompson, Fred Curley, Kenny Bernard. There's a lot of talented athletes. I don't know if there's ever been a race this close in a 100-meter finals before. Two men finishing at 9:79. So I don't know if you know, that's Noah's personal best. Okay.
Wow.
He had to run a
Okay.
personal best today in order to get that goal. Okay. Now, Kashane Thompson from Jamaica, his personal best was 9:77, which is what he did at the Jamaican trials back in June. So prior to that, he was 9.8s, and last year he was 10-0. So um, he had to bring his very best this weekend as well. And Fred Curley, who was a 400-meter athlete at Texas A&M, wanted to show the world that he's a true track and field athlete, and he dropped down to the 100. His personal best is 9.76, and he ran 9.81 today. So uh, all these gentlemen competed extremely well at a very high level, and Noah pulled it out. That
Yeah.
lean at the end of the race is what got him that victory. So I applaud
Wow.
them all.
Man, these guys were moving, man. I mean, you just talked about someone who was at a 10 and then they dropped down to 8-1 and then down to 7. I mean, come on now. Like, I mean, these guys are moving, man. Personal best. Like you said, it came down to a lean. So how, do they I know it may sound like a little silly question or obvious question, but you said the lean got it done. So
Right.
why did the other race or did the other runners did they not think about doing the same thing or what?
So they did lean. I don't see, as you can see, Thompson in the upper part of the screen and Curly on the
Hmm.
other side of him. They both
Hmm.
leaned as well, but it's about placement. Okay. So Kassane's foot was on the ground first
Okay.
at the line,
Mm-hmm.
but his foot was too far out in front of him in some degree. So I think Noah just kept through to apply force into the ground underneath his hips and helped propel him forward just a little bit more. And Kassane may have a little too early as opposed to trying to run through the line and make the lean. As you can see, Fred, who's in the USA tank top, he's leaning and not running. Both of his arms are
Okay.
back, and he's just trying to lean for the line. And that ultimately affected him, and it almost caused him the bronze. Because as you can see, the gentleman in the green, he's in the process of getting ready to start the lean, but he's in the process of running through the line as well. So running through the line and leaning is a benefit, and it's based on your torso. So your torso get to the line first, you get the W. Sometimes you'll see younger athletes stick out their legs, stick out their arms, and try and cross the line first. Whoever's chest cross the line first is the winner. So
Wow.
Noah is a better second half runner.
Mm-hmm.
His start is not the greatest, but he closes like a freight train. And a lot of people seem to think that Noah continues to get faster as the race goes on. That's not true. He just slows down less than everyone else. So you're only going to hold top speed for 4 to 5 seconds. Noah just doesn't get to that top speed until later in the race. He's strong, he's powerful, he'll have a very long drive phase and focuses on slowing down less than everyone else in the race because of his strength and how he trains. If you take a look at there's another young man that lost at the trials. He gets out the blocks better than anyone else in the world. He just can't hold it on the back end. Noah looks like he closes like a freight train because he can hold on to that speed longer than anyone else I've ever seen. So
Wow.
he got the W today, but Kassane is someone we have to keep an eye out for in the future. Uh, he's 23 years old, so he's a young buck. And now he got a taste of this international competition. And the rival has
He'll be
begun
back.
again.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. I can't wait. There is gonna come out of them again, man. I'm going out on a limb.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but man, I appreciate the insight there too, man, about keeping the top speed for 4 to 5 seconds. Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I can run fast, but it's maybe for like 10 to 15 yards. Uh, not as long as these guys are doing it. You know what I mean? Uh, so that's interesting that
Yeah.
the athletes have that 4 to 5 second window of hitting that top speed, and then you gotta do what you gotta do after that. And so there's different times in the
Right.
race where they hit this speed, and so I guess what is the game plan there? Like, I mean, do they know when the other one's going to hit their top speed, or through scouting and things like that? How does all that work?
No. So a lot of it is you teach everybody gets taught pretty much the same thing, but people's mechanics respond differently. So some people have a better reaction time than others. So when you hear the gun go off, you can react a little bit quicker than others, and you're able to apply that force and get out of the blocks just a tad bit quicker than someone else. So Shelly Ann Fraser, okay, now they call her. Um, she had a name a few years ago.
Hmm.
I think she was the Pocket Rocket. So now she's the Mommy Rocket. Previously, she was the Pocket Rocket because
Uh-huh.
she got out of the blocks faster than anyone else. And so she's able to get out, follow her drive phase, get into her max V, and then after her max V, maintenance phase. So lasts for 4 to 5 seconds, and then she has to maintain her form and her mechanics through the line. Whereas some people are not strong enough to maintain on the back end, or some people will get out of the blocks decent. Their drive phase, they might cut it short and try and get to their max V, which is top end speed, sooner than they need to. And in doing that, you burn a lot of energy, and then you tend to slow down on the back end. So Noah, he knows he's extremely strong. He knows that his drive phase is on that 5 second spectrum. If he doesn't get out with everyone else, okay. He just knows he has to apply that force into the ground, maintain his drive phase, and hope that his max V is longer than everyone else's because he's a little bit behind. If somebody else's drive phase is or max V is 4 seconds and mine is 5 seconds, I'm gonna go by you.
Yeah.
Then it's about, okay, maintain your form, stay relaxed, continue to focus. Everybody else is slowing down. I just want to slow down a whole lot less than they are as I run through this line. So it's about being very smart and strategic and only pressing when you really have to. But sometimes it's like driving a car. You're sitting at a red light. You got somebody right next to you, and you want to get to the next corner before them. The light turns green, and you just slam the gas down. You just used a whole lot of gas and a whole lot of energy to do that. You're driving a Hyundai Sonata. Somebody next to you is driving a Mustang. So depending on the type of engine that you have, some people are good for short distances. Some people are good for longer distances. Noah is super strong. That's why he's so good at the 200 as well.
Yeah.
It's strategic. He knows when to use that max V and how to apply it. So I'm excited to see what this 200 is going to bring, because the 200 is his better race. So it's going to be exciting.
My goodness, his better race, and he's got gold in the race that's not that's not his best race. Okay, yeah, he's gonna do a lot of talking. He wins his gold, hey man. But like you said, he's great
Hey,
for the sport.
well, and right, right, and that's the thing. A lot of okay. If you take it back, go back a few years when Usain Bolt was running, he was charismatic. He was very personable because
Hmm.
he wanted that spotlight. He wanted that attention. Okay, and it helped him relax. Now the nerves and the jitters are gone. So that's what Noah is doing. Noah is interacting with the crowd. He is getting people like, yeah, cheering with him and getting things excited. But it's also making him mentally be like, you know what? I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm bringing about a lot of attention to myself and the sport. I have
Hmm.
to perform.
Yeah.
I got to perform. So I can't take any days off. There are no days off for me. I don't have time to just relax, hang out, and just chill when I have to execute. Now, after these Olympic Games, he's probably going to do nothing for 2 months, and which he shouldn't. But this dude is laser focused and is doing everything that he needs to do to excel. And this race strategy, and he's putting everything together. So
Yes, sir.
I'm excited for this
Yes,
young man
sir.
and what he's going to do over the next 3 to 4 years as he represents Team USA. So let's go, Noah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Sha'Carri. Let's get it.
There we go. All right. You heard it from LT. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. And my goodness, man, appreciate the insight there. Once again, track and field. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Lamont E. Thomas, IMG Academy. Lamont E. Thomas, Ash and Smoke Cigars. Make sure you check them out. You can go to the website ashandsmokecigars.com. You also can hit them up at 51861 cigar, 51861 cigar, 51861 cigar, Ash and Smoke Cigar. Lamont E. Thomas, man, appreciate you being in the building, man. Uh, Appreciate you tackling that weather, man, that's
Absolutely,
going
bro.
on
Thanks
down
for
in
having me.
Florida. Oh man, it's nothing but a pleasure to have you on, man. But appreciate you taking on that weather, but still doing the show. Safe, safe
Thank
travels. I
you.
know you're gonna be on the move at some point in time. We're not gonna reveal that, but safe travels for you there, and we'll get together again, so we can talk about the upcoming races and get your breakdown again on that. All right. So that's LT, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm Mr.
Awesome.
401. We thank everybody for tuning in. And we'll see
Thank
you
you,
down
brother.
the road. All right. Have a great one. Later.
Appreciate you.